welcome to Encoder Fashion, and today live stream here we are going to continue where we left off. So welcome to close 3D animation with runway. Today we are going to start with creating stage as well as more like using the stage that came with close 3D. So this is what the result that we want to achieve here. So let me click on play a little here.
3D animation. In this video, I will show you how to create a seamless fashion runway.
So I'm going to minimize this and let's close that by the way. Also close this as well. So now right here we are in this close 3D animation window. We want to drop the state into this workspace. So from last week, just to recap guys, we did animate this. We apply the motion and then we already render it, so it generates the garment motion. We have also have the transition, and right here this is the animation motion that we have onto the avatar. Now we're going to drop the state over here. To drop the state, first I'm going to click on the playhead here in this timeline and then drag it to the center, so we will see the avatar right here when we drop the state over. So to drop the state, we will go to library tab here and then come down here until you see state, double click on it and hover the mouse over to the state underscore 01, double click on that. So over here we want to change the load tab here to add. And by the way guys, leave everything as is. Scene and prop, render, property box are checked. And right here X, Y, and Z all 0 because we want to drop the state right there on the center. As well as right here unit is in meter, which is perfect. Next I'm going to click on OK here to confirm. So it will take a little bit of time before it load. There it is. Which is perfect. Alright, so right now we are going to do a couple of things here. In this stage here we have the floor. We want to remove the floor, as well as we want to change the color of the runway and hide this CLO logo. To hide the CLO logo, simply click on that logo, come over here to the property editor and then click and drag it up a little. We want to slide this sidebar down here to opacity. Okay, so let's find opacity down here and we're going to click on that opacity and then drag it to the left until you see 0 value. And now we're going to click on the floor, on the runway, and then we want to once again come to the property editor and then click on this color chip, and we want to change to any color you want. In this case, let's imagine she is walking on the red carpet, so we apply this red on it and then I'm going to click on apply and close. So now we have to apply this floor, hide the floor. By the way guys, you can change color of anything here you want. For example, you can change the color of the wall here. Simply click on that and then come over here to this color chip. You can change to any crazy color you want. Let's say those gray, let's change it to somewhat greenish and then click on apply and close, just like that. And now we have the pretty mixed up color that we want, that we show on runway, and that's okay because we just want to be creative here. And next we want to close or hide this floor. Simply come over here to this environment, vertical toggle menu, and then click on this environment display. Come down here to show. Come down here to show ground and grid. Click on that to hide the floor. Now the floor is high. Next I'm going to come down here to this timeline. If we look at the timeline here, let's zoom out a little bit here. Scrolling the mouse wheel backward to zoom out. And then I'm going to, let's see, we have in frame here 436, and then I have my number here for my end frame on the timeline 500, which is perfect. And I'm going to drag on that playhead there to play, or I can also click on this play right here, this play button right here. You get to see the avatar walk on the runway before you save it. So this allows you to see what the stage and the avatar looks like before we want to save this. And next I'm going to adjust the stage a little bit. Let's say that's zoom out too far. I don't like that. I want to zoom in a little bit closer here. And once again, guys, scrolling the mouse wheel walk forward to zoom in, and then scroll the mouse wheel backward to zoom out, just like that, just like we navigate in CLO workspace. And to rotate, of course, right click and pressing on command or control to rotate either down, up, how you like, to the left, to the right. Simply right click and then drag to whichever you want. And panning, we want to press on option or all, left click to pan up and down, just like that. And let's see, let's rotate her a little bit here and pan it up a little bit and zoom in, just like that. Let's see, I kind of like the runway. That is about right for me. So all I need to do here, go to file and then select video capture and select animation. Alright, so right here I'm going to select the preset I want, which is current, fine, and then orientation, landscape. And right here, this is important, you can change this dimension to however you like. For example, I like to change it to 1920 and then press on return enter on the keyboard to confirm. And over here I will change that to 1080 and then press on return enter on the keyboard. So this is final, guys. Anything right here going to be final. However, though, we can still cancel and then redo it, but whatever we record right here, it will permanent. So next I'm going to click on this record button right here to record the animation, and we're gonna wait until this is complete. So by the way, guys, welcome to CLO 3D basic as well as animation. Today we are going to do animation, and if we have more time we'll probably cover more some basic stuff about pattern making. In this case we will work on CLO 3D animation, pretty much animated with a stage, or you can call it a fashion runway. In this case I will also create the video for animation that have multiple avatar walking on the runway, and the video is coming up, which quite more complex compared to only one avatar, because we will use different video editing to add together the animation. So when you do just one avatar in CLO 3D for fashion runway, it's much simpler because we only using CLO to create the entire animation, the stage, everything. It's quite simple and easy to create because everything is in CLO. Alright, so now that it's finished, I'm going to click on this stop button right here, and let's come over here and then click on this sidebar here in the zoom to zoom out all the way. And I'm going to simply click on this playhead and then drag it out, see how the animation looks like. It actually looking pretty good. And I'm going to also, if you want, you can also click on the play button right here to play a real time. However though, I'm going to stop it because I'm going to save it. Click on save and let's name it red dress. Let's type in animation red dress, and let's save it on my desktop so it's easy for me to find it. I'm going to, so by the way guys, we have format here, so .mp4 is also fine, as well as .mov, so click one of those will be okay, and then I'm going to click on save. Now we are saving the animation, so you can share it on social media or any platform you would like. Let's say you want to share on YouTube. In this case, I share mine on YouTube, or you can share with anybody, because with .mp4 or .mov, it's common format that anybody that has a computer can access to. If a different format of a movie, sometimes just a regular computer knows, like Premiere Pro or video editing software, can't open it. Alright, so before I'm going to close this or go back to, let me move the playhead back to the center. So we will reset this, okay, to a simulation window so you can modify your garment later if you want. However though, you can also save this as an animation format. However though, I would recommend save it just a simulation format, because if you want to change to different, let's say right here I have one motion, if I want to change a different motion, I have to delete and then render it again anyway. So try to save this as an animation format. If it, let's say for example, you do not want to change the pose, you do not want to change the motion, you do not want to change the garment, then save this as animation. It is useful. But if you want to change the garment, change the fabrics, now all the animation, all the rendering is disappear. So with that said, if you're not planning on modify anything, let's say the avatar pose, the garment, you can save this as animation, will save you time. But if you plan on saving or changing anything at all on this garment, it will eliminate all this rendering. So it's up to you as a designer. So first of all, let me go to my Finder and let's open that animation video that we saved earlier right here. This is the animation video. So to be safe, I always check my work. When I save the project as animation, I always see the end result and see what it looks like first before I eliminate the animation. So as you can see right here, we do have this perfect runway and the avatar, just like that. Now I'm going to close this because we don't need it, and here also close this as well. Alright, so now this is a little bit tricky, but not as complicated with the latest version of Close 3D. Right now I'm in the 2024.1 Close 3D version. It's allowed me to change the avatar pose and everything back to normal really quickly and easily. To do that, let's go over here to this animation tab and then come down here to simulation. And first off, let's remove the state. To remove the state, it's simple guys. Simply click on there and then press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard to remove the state. And next we want to come over here to the vertical toggle menu and then click on this environment display. And we want to come down here to show ground grid, and there it is. we want to, in this case, apply the pose onto the avatar. To apply the pose, we'll come up here to the library tab, double click on the avatar, and then come down here to female underscore v2, and come down here to post folder, double click on it to open, and we want to double click on the first post right here. So we want to change that to T pose. So by default I have join information, so post only, box is checked, and maintain current shoe pose. That's perfect. I'm going to click on OK here, and now we're going to watch and see the avatar changing the pose to T pose. Alright, next we are going to simply click on the avatar and right click. We want to move the avatar to the center. So move all avatar and garments to center. And if we look at closely here, the garment is right beneath the floor. We want to move it up a little bit. So simply click on the avatar once again, right click, and then come down here, move all avatars and garments to ground. Okay, so now we have the avatar back onto the center, and let me show you what I meant. So when we move or adjust any pose at all, if we go back to the animation, so go back to simulation menu here, click on that, and then come down here to animation menu, click on that, and if you look at down here in this timeline, now we only see one, which is transition here. So like I mentioned earlier, when we remove or change any pose at all, it will eliminate the animation. Rendering, we remove the garment motion, and we have to reapply the avatar motion to create the animation once again. So this is pretty much cover everything in animation using Close 3D, except we apply the state, which is the runway, onto the workspace. Again, probably next week I probably do a live session on how to create fashion runway in Close 3D using multiple avatar. Like I mentioned earlier, let me go back to the, I believe I have finished this, and let's see if I finish this fixed audio animation. Multiple to multiple. Let's see if it's done. So first multiple, and let's see if we found more for multiple avatar. Let's see if this is the one.
Hey guys, welcome to Close.
Nope, this is not the one. Alright.
Hey guys, welcome to Close 3D animation. I will
this is one of the 3 or multiple avatar on the runway. You can see right here, these are multiple avatar walking on the runway animation. Alright, so let's see. Done 3 design. Alright, so you get an idea. I will pretty much create more animation, which is using additional video editing software such as Premiere Pro to create multiple fashion runway in close 3D using this animation. So I'm going to find that video that I have created earlier for this multiple. Let me see if I can find it. So this is just another single for the fashion runway created using CLO only. For the evening dress, that is annoying. Can't find that. So another thing that I was going to mention right here, so enable for me to add those design together, I had to create it with this green screen, and I showed that in the couple video earlier. You can create the green screen right here from CLO, and when you bring into Adobe Premiere Pro, you can remove the green screen and then leave it with just her walking on the runway. So it's actually pretty cool. And I also have several stages and stuff. However, though, right now, oh, that's so cute. Alright, so I'm going to close this and then get back to CLO. So as I mentioned earlier, when we create any animation and if we change any garment or any pose at all, it will eliminate or pretty much delete all the rendering property like garments, motion, or the avatar motion. You have to reapply them. Alright, so let's go back to simulation here and let's see what else we can do. So right here, one more thing that I want to mention is important if you want to, let's say you want to create multiple animation here, you can go into your history tab and then save all your design. Let's say for example I save this, let's say this red one here, and I can also save, and you can, when you load the entire thing, let's say for example if I change the fabric here from red to, let me apply a different knit fabric here that I have, so this blue one, and then click on OK. So this is knit for the blue one. Let's say apply the yellow one right here. So right here guys, this is different knit fabric that I apply onto this dress. I can really save this entire thing. So press on number 2 here to see the entire avatar. And let's strengthen this and simulate a little. And stop the simulation here. So right here, this is yellow knit. I can pretty much save this workspace here. The entire garment will be saved in this history tab. And what happened when we want to animate multiple avatar with different color or different design, you can load it back into the workspace. Let's say if I decided that I want to load a different color, simply delete this and then delete the garment, and then I'm going to come over here and then load the red one once again, double click on it to load her, and then click on OK. Its history tab is super useful guys in CLO 3D, and especially when we want to present multiple design. This fabric is a little bit more to reflection for me, so just change the reflector here to a little bit less. So to change any reflection, anything on the fabric, you want to come to the fabric there. If you click on the pattern here, it doesn't do it. You have to click on the fabric itself, then you can see the fabric property. So when you click on the pattern here guys, looks like you select the fabric, but it isn't. So when you select on a pattern and you come to the property, you will see the property for that pattern right there, just like that. Let's say if I want to, let's say change the color or change the particle distance to different number, I can click on the pattern and come over here and do that. If I want to change anything with the fabric property, we want to select the fabric. So in this case, I want to change the, let's say I mentioned earlier the reflection of the fabric. I want to change, come down here to reflector, sorry. So right here, reflection, I will change that maybe to 0 even. So now I don't have this reflection at all onto the fabric. And knit fabric, it shouldn't have any reflection, but let's give it like maybe 3, just like that. so it allows you to have certain reflection on there, but not really. So if I want to change more, let's say have it reflects almost like a, see right here, see right there, it's more like a plasticky kinda, and we don't want that because knit fabric does not have the reflection property. So we want to drag it down here. So I can see right here, now we don't have the reflection. And another thing I want to mention here, so let's say certain thing on the garment, the reflection, you get to see it, but if you only have the flat fabric, let's say I want to create a flat fabric here, so go to rectangle and click and then drag here. So by default, that fabric will apply onto that square, okay? So I'm going to show you that. When you have flat piece of fabric right there, and if we come over here to this 3D, let me show you. And we are going to put next to each other here. And let's minimize this history tab for now. So right here, okay, we have this knit fabric, and once again, let me change this knit texture here to a little bit bigger here, and change the tool back to select / smooth tool. So let's say for example I have this swatch right here with this dress, okay? So I'm going to come over here to this fabric over here on the object browser, and I'm going to change the reflection here to the intensity here to that much, let's say 80. And if you look at right here, okay, on the dress you see the reflection, but on the flat surface like a fabric swatch, you can't see the difference, either reflection on it or not. So with that said, to get an accurate look and see how the fabric feel, you want to create a garment. And to create a garment, it's, you know, just, it doesn't have to be perfect garment. Let's say for this example, this dress is nothing done because the curve right here is off, it's not fit well, and the armhole a little bit too big. It's not any clothes to be done, but you get a chance to see how the fabric work onto that fabric, onto that kind of dress. Let's say we want to create a dress, and to sketch out a dress here in Close 3D, so easy guys, super simple. Let's say right here, I already saved this in the history tab. By the way, I'm going to change this here to monochrome for a second because I have the avatar no clothes on her. So what I'm going to do here, so right here and right now she is with monochrome. Oh, by the way guys, you can change these to different texture too. Let's say, in fact, let's hide this fabric for now. So my key selects all the pattern pieces, and then right click, we want to select hide 3D pattern. So now right here, if you see, I mentioned earlier, this right here is nude, and I can change that to monochrome, or I can change this. So go to vertical toggle menu, and then you can change that to, let's say, mesh. So actually pretty cool guys. As you can see right here, this is mesh. You can really have this avatar walk. So because first when I started using CLO and I saw this mesh avatar walking on a runway, I was like, wow, that's so cool, how can I do that? So it's easy, just go over here to this display menu. Actually they call that vertical toggle menu. To me, it's more like a display menu. You can hide or show anything. Let's say right now we have the mesh. I will change that back to monochrome here, monochrome surface. So now you get to see pretty much a mannequin onto this avatar, and you can now select show this garment once again. So my key selects right here, right click, and then select show 3D patterns, just like that. Now also we want to show this piece as well, so click on there, right click, and then select show 3D pattern. Now we're back. So as I mentioned earlier, to create a dress onto closed 3D avatar, very simple and easy to create. And for us to see how the fabric look onto the dress itself or the design, we want to create a sample. In this case, simply just sketch one like that. Let's say right here, I want to create another dress. I can simply click and then move her out, but I don't want to do that. I can just delete it because I already have my dress up here. So what I can do, come over here and then sketch another dress. By the way, guys, this is super awesome. Just use the internal polygon slash line tool. Simply click. Oh, so by the way, I was on the wrong tool. You want to use this polygon tool. So click and then bring it up here, and then over here, and let's give her a little bit like that, and come here. And now all we need to do here, use this edit curvature tool. So I will use shortcut key here for edit curvature tool, letter C. Click, drag it in just like that, and then here drag it in to create the curve next. And over here we will use different tool here, so use the smooth curve tool. Click, drag it out to create this curve, and then click, drag it in to create this curve. That's pretty much it. That is the dress, guys. All you need to do here, make a copy. Click on there, right click, and then select symmetric pattern with copy, and then click one, and let remove link editing, and over here. So this is my method here. Click on this, right click, and then select offset as internal line, and we want to create 2 internal line here, and individual, selected line, and then we want to type in here 1 centimeter. Press on the tab key, and then 1.5 or 1.25, and then click on OK. Now we want to draw the line here from here to here, and then use this edit pattern tool, right click, and then select cut. Pretty much it. And let's bring this down here a little because we want to I'm going to bring this pattern here to the front, guys. By the way, this pattern are in the front, so we'll send this one to back. So click on the pattern, right click, and then send to back. So you go to order and then send pattern to back. Now you have the pattern here to front, and let's bring that down here, and I'm going to bring this in just a little, and bring this in just a little. Pretty much get it, and then I'm going to let's send that pattern to back. And we can delete this piece now, we don't need it anymore, nor this internal line. And I'm going to use this split slash line tool, click on right here, and let's delete that point, and use this edit curvature tool to bring this back to front a little bit. So right there. So as you can see right here, now I'm finished with creating the dress. It's just like that. So the dress pattern take me like a couple minutes, and I create the perfect dress pattern. So all I need to do here, just simply bring them down here. In fact, it is past 30 minutes, guys. By the way, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here, and see you next live session on Monday. Bye. Hope you guys have a beautiful evening from Europe. Thank you guys